participants here are young and they may understand Cambodian, but I think English flows better for me and it's better for you guys also. I think for the rest of this workshop, I think it's going to be conducted in English. Thank you everybody, welcome for this first workshop, community workshop. First I want to thank the temple for providing us a warm place so we can have this workshop today. And thank you, all of you, for caring about your future education and come to this workshop today. And also thank you for the Stanford Khmer Association, SKA, for spending this afternoon come to share with us the strategy on how to go to college that you want, not necessarily Stanford, and what to do while you're in college. And I want to emphasize that you're here today for the next 2 hours. It's an investment for your future. Let me ask you this. You go to high school for 4 years. Why do you ever ask, why do you go to high school for 4 years? It's to prepare you mostly for college. These 2 hours will hopefully help increase your preparedness by that much. Okay, but without further ado, I'm going to give the table to the Stanford SKA and let them take on from here until the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Yes, we are Stanford Khmer Association. We are a cultural organization on campus that tries to promote and spread awareness of Cambodian culture. And we also try to give our members a supportive network. And we want to thank the temple for providing the space today and Kara for helping put this together. We're here today to hopefully get you guys excited about going to college and getting familiar with the processes and everything that's needed with the process. Cambodians do have a lower high school diploma attainment rate and also college acceptance rate, so we're here today to build the community up and try to get those rates up. So, yeah. Oh yeah, so my name is Keanu Prom, I'm one of the co-chairs of SKA.
My name is Davis Cho, I'm also the other co-chair of SKA. Could everyone just go around introducing their name?
Can you say your name and then also what are you majoring in? That will help inspire this.
All you.
Yeah.
I'm Daniel Hawk, I'm a senior, I'm majoring in computer science.
I'm Emily Tang. I'm also a senior and I'm majoring in human biology.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a freshman, so I'm undeclared.
Again, I'm Davis. I'm a sophomore, and I'm majoring in human biology.
So again, I'm Keanu Prom. I'm from Modesto, California. I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering.
I'm Vern. I'm a sophomore and I'm majoring in philosophy.
Hello, I'm Ronald, and I'm a freshman, and I'm currently undeclared, originally from Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay. So before we begin with our programming, we just have a disclaimer to say from the Stanford Admissions Office that we just have to say. But this event in any way and our program that we're going to be talking about in any way will not increase your chances of being admitted to Stanford University. We're just here to promote higher education and increase your knowledge about going to college, applying to college, things like that. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be talking about our high school outreach program. Maybe many of you have seen our flyer. It looks like this. Our program is called the Cambodian Rising Education Weekend. This will be the first year we're having it, and it's basically a high school outreach program promoting higher education. So the program will be from Friday, April 22nd to Sunday, April 24th. So it's an on-campus program. We would like to invite participants on campus for 3 days, 2 nights. Throughout the program, we will be hosting workshops related to like admissions, applying to college, financial aid, giving you a tour of campus, learning how to improve like your personal statements, exploring like Cambodian American identity, doing lots of fun community building activities, as well as one-on-one mentoring and lots more things. And basically, we just want to emphasize that for this program, there is absolutely no like standard profile that we're looking for. You do have to apply for this program. but we're not looking for like someone who has like straight A's throughout all of high school, something like that, because we truly believe that every one of you are should have the opportunity to obtain a higher education. So we all encourage you to apply. Our application will be opening soon, and in regards to the application, there is only a general information section, so like your name, your address, things like that. We have a section asking about like your extracurricular activities, what they are, how often you do them. We have a section with some short response essays. They're really short, maximum of like 250 words each, just so that we can get to know who you are through your application and where you are at in your like academic career. And then last thing, we are also asking for a copy of your unofficial transcript. With this unofficial transcript, we're not looking for like if you have all A's or anything like that. We just want to see, as I said, where you are in your like high school experience, how well you're doing in classes. Throughout this like whole application process for our program, we're looking at it holistically. And that means we're looking at every component of this application and seeing if you are the right fit for this program. Additional like logistic information about the program itself. We're ideally looking for like a 1-to-1 ratio. So maybe the total number of applicants that we're taking, or participants that we're taking, will be about 10 to 15. We want to keep like a small ratio so that we as SKA are there for you with a 1-to-1 ratio to be there to mentor you throughout the entire time that you'll be there during the program. Yes. Okay. And now I guess we're going to open the floor for a few minutes for any questions specific to our high school outreach program.
Okay, ask question, guys. I'm sure what he speaks you cannot remember or understand everything, right?
Question, though, I have a question. Is this an overnight thing on the campus?
Yes. So it's from April 22nd to April 24th. So that'll be 3 days, 2 nights. The agenda kind of looks like we would like the participants to get on campus on Friday morning, and then they would leave Sunday morning. And they would be hosted by us, the Stanford Khmer Association. So one participant will be staying with one SK member. And they will be matched by gender, so like a girl would be staying with a girl member, and we will always be within their like site the entire program for the 3 days.
So the student will follow the SAK member throughout the 3 or 4 days during school?
So we're gonna have programming throughout that weekend that they're there.
Okay.
So we have opportunities for them to shadow us in the classes that we're going to be in that time when they're there on that Friday.
Oh.
But we'll also be hosting workshops on our time for the participants to attend. Okay. So they'll always be having programming to do, and they won't just be there doing nothing.
No question, no? Come on. Yeah. Okay.
How many boys and how many girls will be accepted?
I think that honestly depends on the applicants.
Oh, okay. But the total is 10.
In a gender though.
Oh, okay. Are you asking how many are in our group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean the applicants, because you mentioned earlier there's about 10 to 15 will be accepted, right?
Yes.
So is there any ratios? How many girls, how many boys will be accepted?
I don't think we have a ratio. It honestly depends on the applicants, and if we have to, for example, if we have maybe one additional girl applicant or participant, then so we're lacking like one SK member to host them, then we might double up on one of the members to host them for that night.
Oh.
So in any case, we wouldn't host like a girl with a guy SK member.
I had a question. So two-part question. Have you ever done this before? And if you have, how many people signed up to attend it, and how did they turn out to be? And secondly, is this program under the auspice of a Stanford University, or is this something that you guys think of your own?
So this is our first year doing this, but we're copying some other student groups on campus, basically like their format, and the programs have been very successful, and so that's one reason why we're doing it. Your second part of the question, yes, this is under like the Stanford oversight.
Outreach
so,
program. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, and to further emphasize on that, I've been a part of the mom student group on campus, and they hold a similar high school outreach program. And last year I was part of that. And their program is pretty similar to what we're planning, and it was very successful. They had about maybe around 20 participants, and I think they all thoroughly enjoyed the experience and learned a lot from it.
Okay.
So this is a weekend experience, so the student really don't miss anything, right? The high school, they don't, right? So you mentioned it's a Friday. I can't recollect the time or the date.
So we made the program starting on Friday because we wanted the students to have the opportunity to experience like a college class, and those won't be going on like on Saturday. And we also want them to like kind of feel like a college atmosphere when there's actually students on campus. So depending on the school that the students go to, like the high school that they go to, and when their spring break is, they may have to miss Friday for school.
Do you give like slip, like absence slip or something like that?
I think most high schools, it's like acceptable to come to a college like to miss school. You just have to give them a brochure, we'll stamp it, and bring it to the office, and they'll be excused.
Thanks.
And again, you are accepting junior and sophomore only, or what grade level you're accepting?
Right. So our high school outreach program is specifically geared towards sophomores and juniors in high school. That reasoning is that for freshmen, it might be a little too early for you to be in our program. Not that you shouldn't be exploring college and higher education, but that we do have like limited resources and limited space. So we want to prioritize sophomores and juniors who are more closer to the college application process. And you will, freshmen and underclassmen will have opportunities in future years to apply to this program. And as for seniors, since our program is in April, seniors who will be applying to like next year for the college application process will most likely already be done with the process itself, so they would not gain very much from it.
You have a website that we can go into so we can do a further study on it? Or?
Yeah. So for the application website, it's tinyurl.com/SKACREW. You all are signing in on a laptop right now. We will email you the link and any additional information that we say we will to your email.
I briefly read a little bit about this, but it mentions that it's for underprivileged students and the low incomes of those. So is the incomes will be considered, or it's not be part of the applicant?
Well, yeah, so we just have that on there just to make sure we get a diverse group, but it should not affect.
Yeah, because I know a lot of summer programs that if it's for the underprivileged students, and the income is part of, one part of the major that they looked at. So we just want to know upfront whether is it worth it to pursue, to do all these things, so don't waste your time and our time, so we just want to have an idea.
Yeah, our program is not geared towards
it's
like
not
one
geared
income
towards
bracket
that.
or the other.
I don't think we'd be asking about income stuff. Yeah, we don't have that information.
Oh, okay.
We only put that on the flyer because we recognize that first generation and lower income families might not have as much access to these opportunities, and we just want to like encourage them even more to come to like this information session and apply to this program, because we recognize that people from those kind of backgrounds aren't as likely to go into higher education.
All right, thanks.
How much more time is this question session?
So 125.
Yeah, I want to emphasize you guys that you guys going through high school right now. It's not just a motion that you're going through. You have to have a motivation and inspire to go to the next level. So here they are, ask them, why are you majoring such so and so? How did you apply to go to Stanford? What criteria did you get selected versus the other many students? Right. So this is time that you can ask them. You don't have a bigger brother that go to Stanford, maybe go to other college, ask them here, okay? I wish I had this kind of program when I was younger.
Seems like if there's no question, can each one of you talk about your process?
Actually, we're going to have a panel in a few.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
that'll, we'll all like, emphasize more on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But right now, we just want to take questions specifically for this high school program, so
Okay.
we're not like confusing anyone.
Okay, got it.
Well, you know, if there's a general suggestion or guideline that you can offer, then everybody, who the parent can get to hear it from. But anyway, just a suggestion. Okay, how many of you guys are here because your parents forced you to be here? That's right. This is for you guys, it's not for the parent. Okay? Right.
Yeah, I want to encourage all the high school students right now to feel free to ask any question you want. Like, we're all around your age, we're really comfortable. Just be comfortable around us, and we'll answer any question you have to the best of our ability.
Let me ask you this, then, since they don't ask. On average, let's say Amanda or Emily, okay, because they haven't speak yet. How many colleges did you apply to, and how many got accepted you before you choose Stanford?
I applied to 6 colleges and I got into all of them.
Wow.
Cool.
All right, that's inspirational.
I applied to 7, I believe, and I think I got into only 4. So, yeah.
1?
4.
4, wow. You accepted Stanford.
Yeah.
So what kind of standard do they accept, like what standard of grade do they accept college? Do they,
It depends.
no, what requirement, type of requirement, like you, I heard some people have to do like community service, so on, what to get started, to get there?
Okay, so I think colleges really want a well-rounded student. So if you participate in activities, usually they really like that instead of just grades, because they want to see you as like a person instead of just a number. So some students will have like, okay, you have a 4.0 GPA, but you haven't done anything. You haven't like played an instrument or like done sports, clubs. So I don't know. Especially, it also helps in the essay writing process. If you have something you're interested in or passionate about, you can write about it much more. And so they can figure out who you are as a student and as a person. Yeah.
Come on, I didn't see any hand raised at all.
Yes?
What is your GPA, I mean average GPA and SAT score? I mean just get an idea.
Is that high school or college?
To apply to college.
I would just like to preface this by saying that it really is like a holistic process, and it's not, for the most part, it's not going to be a GPA and it's not going to be an SAT score that's going to set you apart from everybody else.
But for all of you that got accepted, it's average about what, over 2,000 SAT or?
Well, Stanford is quite different than the typical college.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would say the standards vary very much by college to college, and you can look up this information on their website.
Yeah. So if you're wondering that specifically for Stanford, we pass these around, and if you didn't get one, we'll pass it around later. But they have like the average accepted student profile. I would encourage everyone to like take that with like a grain of salt. It doesn't mean if you don't have that score or GPA, it doesn't mean you're not going to get in. There's lots of people that I know that got into Stanford that didn't have this GPA maybe specifically or this SAT score. Like Emily and Amanda said, it's like a holistic process. So they look at everything overall. They look at like GPA, your test scores, what extracurricular activities you were involved in high school, what you write about in your personal statements, your interviews, things like that, and they take it all into consideration. But just to answer your question, if you're like wondering for like a specific college, you can go to like that college website and you just put like student profile and you can look up, and yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I feel like the most important part of your application is 100% your essays. Certainly. I know people with perfect GPAs put their SAT scores that did not get into their first colleges. It's very variable.
That's very important information, guy.
Yeah,
right.
and going off of that, like for instance, say if you wrote about your essay like troubles growing up, like say like your parents were fighting and stuff like that, and how you overcame these obstacles, I feel like that is more valuable, like because that lets the college know who you are and how you like evolved through that process. So
Great, thank you.
So actually, we would probably like to go to the panel, and we will answer most of the questions you have.
Okay. Okay.
So we're going to take like a 5-minute break and just give us a moment to set up. And if you guys need to go to the restroom, get a snack, feel free, and then we're going to reconvene in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and if you